People laugh at your dreams. People tell you to be realistic. You're genuinely happy for other people's success. You don't work for validation or approval. You take the hate and doubt personally and use it as fuel. People don't understand you. You've had people switch up once you start improving. You never settle. You fear regret more than you fear failure. And deep down, you know you weren't put on this earth to be average. What's up, Pango fam? Great day for you guys to join me. Today we're hitting shoulders and arms. As always, gonna give some workout advice, talk life, whatever's on my mind, and most importantly, get a sick pump. It's a great day to get better. We're on the cut, we're getting shredded, we're slowly losing weight, we're getting closer and closer to that summer shredded physique. I already have my banana, my cereal, my pre-workout, so we're locked in, we're dialed in, let's get after it. Starting off, we have the Smith machine shoulder press, doing one warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure. Before the actual warm-up set, as you can see, I do a few reps with just the bar, just to ensure the setup is all good and that I feel all good. As I always say, start with your compound movements, and this is a great exercise to build up your shoulders. Quick physique check, I'm down to about 200 pounds right now, which I've been at for a little while because I had to slow down to lock in on finals and some other things, but we're locked in, no more excuses, it's time to get shredded. Most people have a certain weight where it's really easy to cut down to, but really hard to cut down below that. And for me, that's 200 pounds, that's that hard line. But all we gotta do is lock it on the macros, lock it on the steps, and we'll be good. One day at a time, that's what I keep telling myself. Here are a few thoughts that have really helped me lock in on the diet and stop binges or stop bad cheat meals, which I've struggled with in the past. Number 1 is, I'm not hungry, I'm just bored. Obviously, this isn't always true. Sometimes you actually are hungry. But the vast majority of the time, I'm not actually that hungry. I'm just bored. And then I start looking in the fridge, looking in the pantry, looking around. No, stay busy, hang out with your friends, get to work, do whatever you need to do to keep your brain occupied. Then the craving passes while you're busy doing something else. Number 2, an earned cheat day that's planned after a celebration like getting shredded or making your goal, whatever it is 10 times better than an unplanned guilty binge. An unplanned cheat meal or an unplanned binge where you just go crazy, you don't feel good while you're doing it. You feel guilty, you feel shame, you know you didn't earn it, you know it's going against your goals, and usually you're not even eating your favorite cheat meal, you're just doing some random stuff. So I tell myself I'd much rather have an earned cheat meal where I've stayed locked in for months or weeks or whatever your personal goal is. And once you hit that certain goal, you get shredded or you hit a certain weight, whatever it is, you allow yourself a planned, controlled cheat meal that's going to hit 10 times harder and be 10 times more enjoyable. And number 3, like I just said, one day at a time. Staying on a diet for the next few months sounds really scary to me, but I can do it just today, that's easy. And that's all it is, don't think ahead of today. I really hope those 3 tips help you in any ways. As you can see in the video, I'm doing 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of double cable curls. Balance is overrated, burnout is an excuse, you should never put your goals above your loved ones. Failing is genuinely fun, it just adds to your story. Taking major risks is the safest option long term. If you chase goals for other people's approval, you'll never be satisfied. If you chase goals purely for yourself, you'll never be fulfilled. And your goals should be delusional to 99% of people. And now we're on to single arm cable lateral raises, doing 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure each arm. This camera angle makes it look like my hand is going way over my head, but actually no, I'm just going about to my head. As always, slight bend at the elbow, pulling out and not up. Earlier I said burnout is an excuse, and I think a lot of people are going to be mad at that. But I'm not saying burnout isn't real for some people. I'm saying people oftentimes use it as an excuse, whether they're aware of it or not. Because the truth is, a lot of times you aren't burnt out, and you can be doing more. Or even if you are feeling burnt out, there are ways to battle it, or ways to control it instead of just giving up. But you're overwhelming yourself with major steps to take. No, think about the baby steps. What do you need to be doing right now in this moment? The tiniest baby step possible. And there are other ways to deal with symptoms of burnout, of course, like proper resting. A lot of people think they're burnt out because they're doing too much work, but really they're just never resting. Because their rest is scrolling or watching something or doing something. No, you have to turn off your brain sometimes. Allow yourself to have some silence throughout the day. Allow your brain to turn off. Instead of constantly scrolling or consuming content as soon as you get any second of free time, try going for a walk or taking a nap or sitting in silence or hitting a lift. Something that will actually help with your energy. Those are just some thoughts on how to deal with burnout symptoms. Because yes, some people do feel burnt out. However, a lot of times people don't realize they're just using it as an excuse when they could be doing more work. And they could be battling it instead of just giving up on their dreams. And now I'm hitting brachialis, doing 1 warm-up set and 2 sets to failure of rope hammer curl. As you may notice, this workout is a little bit different from the routine I posted for my full routine video, and I rarely change up the order of my workouts as I've explained before, but when I'm filming a video, sometimes you have to change it up a little bit based on what's open.
People listen to their feelings way too much. Your feelings are temporary, they're passing through, and a lot of times they're lying to you. Those negative feelings of doubt and stress, this isn't going to work, that all of this work is for nothing, it's just passing through. You need to stick to your plan that you made for a reason. The problem is you're not going to feel the same motivation you did when you made the plan. You're not going to feel the same positivity, the same energy. But even though you can't see it or understand it, you have to trust your past self. So often I'm crashing out. I'm thinking, why am I even doing this? It's not going to work. But I tell myself, even though I don't understand it right now, my past self made this for a reason. He was thinking logically, he was thinking optimistically. There's a reason I told myself to chase this goal. And tomorrow or the next day or the next day, at some point I'm going to wake up and this feeling will have passed and I'll realize I was right. Or if I listen to it, I'm going to wake up a few days from now and be mad at myself for wasting the last few days, allowing a temporary feeling to change my permanent plans. My point is, you're not always going to have that random 3 a.m. motivation where you're on top of the world. In fact, you rarely will. And a lot of times you're going to think you're stupid for even doing it. But you have to trust your past self and know they made this plan for a reason. Your feelings are temporary and oftentimes irrational. Let them pass. Lock in.
And now we're hitting rear delts, doing 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of single cable rear delt pulls. Make sure you're getting the full range of motion on both ends because that's the whole reason of doing this exercise. And use your free hand to hold onto the machine to lock you in place. And I'm going to skip ahead because you guys get the idea. But of course, if you guys have any questions on form or anything else in the video, leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to help. Time to hit triceps, starting with 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of double cable tricep extension. I recently started doing it with these handles because even though it may mess up the range of motion a little bit, the grip makes me target the triceps 10 times better and never fail because of my forearms or losing grip, anything like that. Some people have brought up a good question when it comes to my cheat reps that I end every set with. Their point is, isn't that not targeting the target muscle because you're starting to use other muscles and not actually use the muscle you're targeting? And yes, because of that, cheat reps aren't fully ideal for the entire set. And this is why I make sure that I do as many perfect reps as I possibly can. And then after I'm 100% sure I can't do any more perfect form reps, then I do some cheat reps. Again, not entirely necessary, but it can add some intensity and ensure that you're actually hitting true failure. Because I've found that when I go for a few cheat reps, I end up actually doing a few more good form reps than I thought I could. And while I've been yapping, as you notice, I'm finishing up triceps with 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of overhead tricep extension.
Never let a bad day go to waste. And yes, part of that means learn from your failures, learn from your mistakes. But that's obvious and most people already know that. So I like to add on to that. When I have a bad day, when things go wrong, maybe I'm unproductive, maybe I got unlucky, something happened, I tell myself, okay, this random Tuesday that was such a bad day, I'm going to turn it into one of the best days that ever happened to me by using it as a catalyst for change. I've been putting off that goal. I'm going to start that goal today so that when my future self looks back on this bad memory, this bad day, they're not going to think, oh, that's such a bad day. They're going to think, oh, that's when I finally started chasing that goal. That's when I finally started implementing that habit that I kept putting off. And my point is, it doesn't even have to be related to what actually happened in the day. It can be completely unrelated. It could be, oh man, I got broken up with or I got rejected. Now I'm going to start posting on YouTube because that was something I always wanted to start doing but kept putting off. Your future self will thank you. Never let a bad day go to waste.
And here's my favorite part of the lift. Every once in a while, I'll end a lift with just a bunch of random exercises to get a sick pump. Not pushing a complete failure, just hitting a few exercises, getting a few shots, and just enjoying it. So yeah, enjoy a compilation of me doing some random exercises, random flexes, and just checking out the physique. It's funny, I've posted some clips like these before where I do a few bicep curls and then start flexing, and I always get comments saying, bro trains till moderate discomfort. But no, if you ever see me doing an easy rep and then putting down the weight, that's either my warm-up set or just a random set hitting a pump. And while I'm doing this, I'll bring up another good point I wanted to talk about. I made a video saying if you want to be successful, you have to have the mentality that they didn't get lucky, they worked harder than you. And in the caption I said, even if it's not 100% true, it's the mentality you should have for success. But people were still commenting saying, but it's not true, I've worked harder than people, I've gotten less than them because I've gotten unlucky. But here's my point, yes, it is true, some people get lucky, sometimes you don't get lucky. But complaining about that, thinking about that, it's not going to do anything. You can't change your circumstances, you can't change the cards you've been dealt. So you can just bring yourself pain by thinking, oh, what if I was born in a better environment, what if I had this, what if I had that? But that's just going to waste your time. By the time you stop thinking about that, you're just going to be in the exact same spot. So instead the mentality is, okay, these are the cards I've been dealt, these are the circumstances I have. Take accountability for everything, blame yourself for everything. Obviously not everything is your fault, but even if it's not true, it's still that mentality of taking accountability and blaming yourself and taking it upon yourself to do things. That's going to take you so much further in life than a mentality of blaming everything on everyone else. Lock in.
What's up guys, we're back at the dorm. I'm going to have my protein shake, which is just protein powder and water, and some honey to restore my glycogen, replenish the muscles and build them back up. And then of course it's time to lock back in because it is final season, so I have some papers to work on and some exams to study for. That's exactly what I've talked about in videos before about the balance of academics and gym being so beautiful. When I'm at the gym, I'm resting my mind, I'm relaxed, relaxed, I'm listening to music, I'm vibing, it's all good. No thoughts, just happiness. And now I'm back, I'm exhausted, I'm physically drained, my muscles need to recover. So what better way to do that than sit down at my desk, not move at all, and just lock in on my work. That's why I've always looked at it. Everything is rest in one way or another. I truly hope something in this video helped you. If you want to support my page, please like and subscribe and comment what videos you want to see next. As always, stay locked in because we're all headed to the top together.